Why do so many of us accept that struggling to walk to the mailbox or feeling our legs give out after just a few steps is simply part of getting older? Picture this. You're sitting in your favorite chair, watching your grandchildren play in the yard, but when they ask you to join them, you hesitate. Your legs feel heavy, like concrete blocks, and that short walk across the lawn seems like climbing a mountain. You make an excuse, smile, and wave from the window instead. Millions of people over 70 live this quiet heartbreak every single day, watching life happen from the sidelines while their bodies seem to betray them. Here's the truth that most doctors won't tell you. That weakness in your legs, that burning fatigue after walking just a block, it's not because you're old. There's a hidden culprit stealing your strength, and it's been right under your nose all along. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share the most powerful and affordable solution that could give you back the confidence to walk wherever you want to go. What I'm about to reveal might just be the key to reclaiming your independence and walking with strength again. Number 1. The real reason your legs feel like lead. Margaret used to dance at her daughter's wedding. Now she grips the handrail just to make it up 3 steps to her front door. Sound familiar? Your legs weren't always this heavy. There was a time when you could walk for miles, chase after grandchildren, stroll through the farmer's market without thinking twice. But somewhere along the way, your body started whispering lies to you, telling you this is just what happens when you get older. Here's what's really happening inside your body right now. Every single day after you turn 65, your blood vessels are becoming less flexible. Think of them like garden hoses that have been left out in the sun too long. They're getting stiffer, narrower, less able to deliver the life-giving oxygen and nutrients your leg muscles desperately need. Your heart is still pumping, but it's like trying to water a garden through a kinked hose. The water barely trickles through. This is why you feel that burning sensation in your calves after walking just 2 blocks. This is why your thighs feel like concrete when you try to climb stairs. This is why you find yourself making excuses to avoid walking to places you used to love visiting. Your muscles aren't getting fed properly. They're starving for oxygen, gasping for the nutrients they need to power your steps with confidence. Most people blame their bones. They think it's arthritis or weak muscles. But often, the real culprit is hiding in plain sight. Your blood vessels have forgotten how to open wide and let the good stuff flow through. The medical term doesn't matter. What matters is this. When your circulation improves, when those vessels remember how to relax and expand, your legs remember what it feels like to be strong again. You don't have to accept shuffling steps as your new normal. You don't have to plan your entire day around how far you can walk without pain. There's a key that can unlock those stiff vessels and restore the flow your muscles are crying out for. And that key has been sitting in grocery stores costing less than a cup of coffee, waiting for you to discover its power. Number 2, the forgotten vitamin that opens your arteries. There's a vitamin your doctor probably hasn't mentioned in years, yet it holds the power to transform how your body moves through the world. Vitamin B3, aussi appelé niacin, fonctionne comme une clé maîtresse pour vos vaisseaux sanguins. Alors que d'autres vitamines reçoivent toute l'attention, ce nutriment humble a accompli des miracles dans des corps, tout comme le vôtre depuis des décennies. Picture your blood vessels as tiny highways throughout your body. Over time, these highways have become narrow, congested, unable to handle the traffic of oxygen and nutrients your muscles need. Niacin is like a road crew that comes in and expands those highways, widening them so everything can flow freely again. When you give your body enough niacin, something almost magical happens. Those stiff, narrow vessels begin to relax and open up. The transformation doesn't happen overnight, but when it does happen, you feel it in your very first steps. Your legs don't feel as heavy anymore. That burning sensation that used to hit after half a block starts coming later and later. Stairs become manageable again. You start thinking about walking to places instead of driving. Your whole relationship with movement changes. Because your body remembers what it's like to have muscles that are properly fed. But niacin doesn't stop there. While it's opening up your blood vessels and feeding your leg muscles, it's also cleaning house throughout your entire cardiovascular system. It's lowering the bad cholesterol that's been clogging your arteries, It's protecting your heart from the strain of working overtime to pump blood through those narrow passages. Some people even find their memory getting sharper because their brain is finally getting the blood flow it's been missing. The beautiful truth about niacin is that your body knows exactly what to do with it. You don't need to understand the science. You just need to give your body this essential building block, and it will start rebuilding those pathways to strength and independence. The question isn't whether niacin works. The question is where you're going to find it in its most powerful natural form. Number 3, nature's pharmacy in your kitchen. Walk into any grocery store, and you're surrounded by some of the most powerful medicines nature has ever created. These aren't exotic superfoods with impossible names. These are simple, familiar foods your grandmother probably cooked with. Foods that have been quietly healing bodies and restoring strength for generations. Start with something as simple as peanuts. Not the sugar-coated ones, not the ones swimming in oil, just plain roasted peanuts. A small handful every day delivers more healing niacin than most expensive supplements. But peanuts bring friends to the party. They're packed with protein to rebuild your muscle fibers and healthy fats that your brain needs to think clearly. Replace those afternoon cookies with a small bowl of peanuts. And you're not just feeding your circulation, you're giving your entire body the building blocks it needs to feel strong again. Then there's chicken breast, that reliable protein you've been eating for years without realizing its hidden superpower. When you grill a piece of chicken breast with some lemon and garlic, you're creating a niacin powerhouse that doesn't just improve your circulation. It feeds your muscles exactly what they need to support your body weight with confidence. Every bite is working to strengthen your legs from the inside out. But perhaps the most surprising healing foods are the ones swimming in the sea. Sardines, tuna, mackerel, these humble fish are like liquid gold for your blood vessels. They're bursting with niacin, but they bring omega-3 fatty acids along for the ride. These are the fats that actually clean your arteries while the niacin opens them up. Eating these fish twice a week is like giving your circulation system a complete tune-up. Don't overlook the power of sunflower seeds either. Sprinkle just 2 tablespoons on your morning oatmeal or evening salad, and you're delivering niacin plus vitamin E, which protects your blood vessels from aging damage. These tiny seeds are affordable, easy to store, and pack more healing power than pills that cost 50 times as much. The beauty of getting your niacin from real food is that you're not just treating one problem, you're nourishing your entire body with exactly what it needs to remember how to be strong, energetic, and mobile again. Number 4. Proof that simple changes create miracles. Robert never thought a handful of peanuts could change his life. At 74, he had resigned himself to gripping the stair rail, pausing halfway up to catch his breath, feeling his heart pound from such a simple task. Sa rituel quotidien de thé et biscuits l'après-midi semblait sans danger, juste un petit plaisir dans ses jours de retraite tranquille. Then his daughter suggested something that seemed almost too simple to work. Replace those biscuits with peanuts. Just that. Robert thought it was silly, but he loved his daughter, so he tried it. 1 handful of plain roasted peanuts every afternoon instead of 2 digestive biscuits. After 6 weeks, something shifted. The stairs didn't seem quite as steep. Après 3 mois, il montait ces mêmes escaliers sans s'arrêter, sans agripper le garde-corps, sans que son cœur ne batte contre sa poitrine. One simple change had given him back a piece of his independence he thought was gone forever. Then there's Frank, 79 years old, who had started avoiding his evening walks because his legs would give out after just a block. His wife would watch him from the window, worried about how isolated he was becoming. But Frank discovered something powerful. Sardines with tomatoes for dinner just twice a week. It seemed like such a small thing, but within 4 months, Frank was walking 3 blocks without stopping. His doctor was so surprised by his improved cholesterol levels that he actually reduced Frank's medication. A simple fish had accomplished what years of expensive treatments couldn't. The most touching story might be William's. At 72, he had stopped taking his beloved grandson on their weekend walks. The boy would ask, and William's heart would break a little more each time he had to say no. His legs just wouldn't carry him anymore. But William started adding chicken breast to his weekly meals, snacking on peanuts and including fish in his dinners. Slowly, his strength returned. Not only did he resume those cherished walks with his grandson, but the boy started asking for longer adventures because Grandpa could keep up again. These aren't miracle cures or medical mysteries. These are real people who discovered that their bodies were simply missing something essential, something that could be found in any grocery store for the cost of a magazine. Their stories prove that age doesn't have to mean weakness, and that sometimes the most powerful medicine comes wrapped in the simplest package. Number 5. Votre plan quotidien pour des pas plus solides au-delà des aliments qui guérissent dans votre circulation. Il y a des habitudes quotidiennes simples qui peuvent multiplier leur pouvoir et vous aider à retrouver le plaisir d'un mouvement sans effort. These aren't complicated regimens or expensive programs. They're gentle practices that work with your body's natural wisdom to restore strength and confidence to every step. Water is your circulation's best friend, yet so many of us walk around in a constant state of mild dehydration. When your blood becomes thick from lack of water, even the most open blood vessels struggle to deliver what your muscles need. Start each morning with a full glass of water and keep sipping throughout the day. Think of it as oiling the machinery of your circulation system. Your blood flows better, your heart doesn't have to work as hard, and your leg muscles get fed more efficiently. Movement creates more movement. This sounds backwards when your legs feel heavy, but gentle walking actually teaches your blood vessels to stay flexible and responsive. You don't need to walk for miles or push through pain. 10 minutes of easy walking, maybe just to the end of your street and back, send signals throughout your circulation system to stay active and ready. Your body learns that it needs to keep those pathways clear and flowing. Here's something crucial that many people don't realize. Smoking and alcohol are direct enemies of everything you're trying to accomplish. Smoking forces your blood vessels to clamp down tight, making them narrow and rigid. Alcohol interferes with how your body uses niacin, essentially blocking the very healing you're trying to create. Si vous êtes sérieux pour marcher avec force à nouveau, ces habitudes ont à aller. La bonne nouvelle est que vos vaisseaux sanguins sont remarquablement pardonnants, stop the damage, and they begin healing almost immediately. The most empowering truth of all is this. You don't need expensive supplements, complicated formulas, or mysterious treatments. Your local grocery store contains everything your body needs to rebuild its strength and mobility. Chicken, peanuts, fish, sunflower seeds, these simple foods have been restoring people's ability to walk with confidence for generations. Combined with water, gentle movement, and avoiding what harms your circulation, you have a complete system for reclaiming your independence. Your strongest, most mobile days don't have to be behind you. They can start with your very next meal. Your legs were never meant to feel like anchors holding you back from life. They were meant to carry you toward the people and places you love. What we've discovered today isn't just about a vitamin or a list of foods. It's about reclaiming something precious that you thought was lost forever. Your freedom to move through the world with confidence. Think about Robert climbing those stairs without stopping to catch his breath. Think about Frank walking 3 blocks again, surprising even his doctor. Think about William taking those cherished walks with his grandson once more. These men didn't accept that weakness was their destiny. They discovered that their bodies were simply asking for something specific, something that had been missing. The beautiful truth is this. The power to feel strong in your legs again isn't locked away in some expensive treatment or complicated medical procedure. It's sitting right there in your local grocery store. Peanuts, chicken, sardines, sunflower seeds. Simple foods that cost less than a fancy coffee, yet they hold the key to opening up those stiff blood vessels and feeding your muscles what they've been craving. You don't have to resign yourself to heavy steps or shortened walks. You don't have to watch life happen from the sidelines while your body whispers lies about getting older. Your strongest days can still be ahead of you, starting with your very next meal. Which of these discoveries spoke to your heart the most today? Was it learning that your legs aren't weak, just underfed? Or perhaps realizing that the foods you need are already familiar friends? If this message touched you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it too. Together, we can help more people rediscover the joy of walking with strength and dignity. I'll see you in the next video where we'll explore more simple ways to help your body remember how powerful it really is.